The Judge Mathis Show because he's real.
He talks the way that people talk.
He has that bond to understand people.
No nonsense, can't pull the wool over his eyes.
And I love him because he's super tough.
He's tough when he needs to be, and he gives people what they need to hear.
He's unique, he's real, there's nobody else like him.
Judge Mathis, weekdays at 10 on the CW Baltimore. The following is a paid program and does not necessarily represent the view of WNUV, the CW Baltimore.
Hi, welcome to Straight Talk. Well, kids are back at school, the summer's over, and everyone's going to start to eat more because it's going to get cold, and they might put a little weight on, and people aren't going to want to exercise as much. So we're going to spend this edition of Straight Talk talking about fitness, what you can do to stay healthy, get involved, get your kids involved. We hear so much about obesity and people out of shape, and we're going to get you into shape. We're going to teach you some things today. And joining me is Carlos Dorsey from the Maryland Athletic Club, better known as the MAC. You know, everyone hears about the MAC Club. And Carlos, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, the MAC is all over. Tell us about the MAC Club.
Well, they have 3 locations. Mm-hmm. One is, the main one is in Timonium. The other one is in Harbor East, Baltimore. And then they have one in Hunt Valley. It's called a MAC Express.
Oh, that's great. Yes. So, you know, they do great work, and I'm sure you enjoy. Do you go to all 3? Do you go to all the clubs?
I train mostly at the Harbor East and the one in Timonium.
Okay. Now, you're a personal trainer.
Yes.
So what does a personal trainer do? I mean, what does a personal trainer offer to a MAC member that comes into the club?
Well, what I do as a personal trainer is I do an assessment. And actually, I use the MAC wellness system to help me with my assessment on my clients. On someone coming in looking to make a change in their health and their nutrition, trying to get better. So I'll do an assessment. I'll ask them a lot of questions about what they've been doing as far as exercise currently and what they're looking to accomplish. So I'll sit down with them to try to narrow down what their goals are as far as health and nutrition-wise. And then after I've narrowed it down, then we'll make it measurable so that then we can track it as I train them from point to point. I'll usually do a reassessment every 2 to 4 weeks, something like that, to keep them on track and to help them get healthier. MAC's main goal is to get people healthy, and as a matter of fact, they have a specific goal. They actually track all the different members that want to be tracked to find out if they met their goals every year. So they have, and like last year, I believe 2,000 members met their goals, and they do that every year now.
You don't think of that as a fitness center, you know, that you would sit down and put that much work and time and energy into helping somebody actually get started that way. I mean, you think like, oh, you go in, you jump on a machine, you know, but that's not what fitness is all about, right?
Yeah, fitness is more than just exercise. It's a combination of exercise, nutrition, and just being all around healthy, you know, doing different things that you don't necessarily have to do the E word. You know, a lot of people think of exercise, they're thinking they have to go running all the time and stuff like that. And that is a good idea to do some things that are considered exercise so that you can get your heart rate up and get your breath, get your oxygen pumping, etc. However, just, you know, taking an additional, you know, parking a little further away from the office door or whatever, taking a little long walk to the office door, or going up the steps instead of taking the elevator. You know, that's also considered exercise that you should also incorporate into your daily routines.
As a personal trainer, I always wanted to ask personal trainers, like, what do you, when you have clients, you know, at the club, what do they struggle with the most?
Well, I tell you, every person is individually struggling with different things, and you have to take each person individually, because I deal with patients, I deal with clients that have cancer. I deal with clients that want to get scholarships into college playing football, you know, so a wide range of clients. I also deal with kids. I work with my son who's 5 years old, as far as, and what I do with him is a lot of things that he enjoys doing on the playground. So
people have different
goals, different reasons for wanting to get healthy. Some people have more serious reasons where the doctors may have told them they need to get help, they need to do some exercise, and they need to eat better. Other people, they just have specific goals. They may already be in pretty good shape, but maybe they want to run a marathon, or maybe they want to, like I said, get in a scholarship into college, athletic scholarship into college. Right. So, like I said, you have to take each individual person individually, or as an individual, and look at their goals, look at what they're looking to do, and make sure it's focused on them. It's not you. You want to make sure that they are accomplishing their goals, and you get very personal. You actually get a relationship with the person you're working with, because I care about my clients that I work with. Right. I want to make sure that they're achieving their goals, and it's what I love to do. It's a passion of mine. So
when people get in, when we try to get people active and we try to teach them the right way to do it, and I guess people kind of get stuck in a rut where I don't have time. I can't get to the club. I can't. People seem to have a lot of reasons why they can't. Right. But like you say, sometimes they go to the doctor and they have to do it. And sometimes they just look in the mirror and they go, oof, I need to do something about this. Right. And it sounds like that part of your job is, I don't want to say a cheerleader, but you encourage them. You help them.
Absolutely.
Rather than just sit there and, say, okay, go do, give me 50 push-ups.
Right. I become like a life partner to them, like someone who holds them accountable for being healthy. And a lot of them, they talk to you about a lot of different things that's going on in their life. So they depend on you in a lot of different ways. So, like I said, you gain a real close relationship with them, and you try to keep them focused on achieving their goals healthy, as far as health-wise, as far as eating right, as far as exercising. But they get into a lot of other conversations about other things. But that's what keeps them coming, and what helps keep them healthy, because they depend on you to help keep them healthy, to help. And when they sometimes, if they don't have a trainer or someone who they have been held accountable to, then they may not come. Like I have several of my clients, they say, if I wasn't training with you, I probably wouldn't be coming to the gym. Simply because they know that they have someone accountable, that's been holding them accountable. And also they're paying money, so they want to make sure they get their money's worth out of what they're doing. And
I think that's the key to anything, which is to find your commitment. Right. And how do you make your commitment? And maybe it's financial, maybe it's the time every day, maybe it's the personal connection, but it's the commitment to make a decision to change your life and to lose weight or to get fit or to be healthier. And I think there's probably so many people out there that would like to make that move, but I think some of the things you're telling us today say it's not so scary.
Right. Exactly.
Don't be afraid, and it's probably not that expensive, and it's probably there's no more excuses not to.
I mean, you could do so many things at home. You can do things. I mean, I work in the gym. I also do nutrition and stuff like that, seminars and et cetera. And I work outside of the gym, helping others, get healthy. So it's no more. It's no reason to do it now, because you can do things in your home. You don't need a trainer. I mean, you have the videos you can watch that'll help you, but I would be careful with the videos, because you don't have someone actually making sure you're doing the right form, et cetera, initially. But there's no more excuses, and it's really a big push in the United States, of course, because of obesity as it's gotten out of hand. Yeah. And I think in 2005, I believe it was Russell Pate. He's in the U.S. America's Council on Health and Fitness, and he said that a person should do at least 30 minutes a day, every day, of exercise. And they also made other statements before then. Back in 2002, they made a statement saying that people should also do health and fitness, but it was more vague than every day. So people thought that they could do it 3 days a week, et cetera. But it should be done every day. You should be doing something active.
Like you said before.
Get up off the couch every
take
day.
A walk, do something. All right, we're talking with Carlos Dorsey, who is a personal trainer at the Maryland Athletic Club, the MAC Club, downtown, Timonium, Hunt Valley. Got lots of places to go. There's lots of places, lots of things to do to be healthy. When we come back to Straight Talk, we're going to talk to Carlos about what age should you get your kids involved? And also, what about your parents and your grandparents? to get fit. So we're going to do the whole spectrum. So stay with us. We're coming right back to Straight Talk.
Welcome to Cook It Safe Challenge. In this round, teams must read and follow package cooking instructions and know your microwave wattage.
1100 watts.
You can find the wattage in the owner's manual, on the appliance label, or by contacting the manufacturer. Each team has been given a frozen entree to safely prepare.
Oh, wait, what is the wattage of the microwave? Whatever.
Oh, sorry, Team 2. You get a red card for not checking the cooking instructions and not knowing the wattage.
Wattage? It won't just cook?
Microwaves have different wattages.
I told you we should have checked the package instructions and checked the wattage of the microwave. It's not cooked safely. I wouldn't eat this. It's cold.
If you don't follow the cooking instructions, some foods may be hot but may not have reached a safe internal temperature. Use a food thermometer to be sure.
You win. We just kept focus on reading and following the package cooking instructions.
We knew the wattage of our microwave so the food cooked safely.
And the challenge continues. Can you cook it safe?
Getting out of the military, I was missing this camaraderie.
It's frustrating when you try and talk to people who don't understand.
I would be talking, but I wasn't there with them. It just feels so alone.
I still had the anger, I still had the addictions, but we didn't talk about that.
Came to a point where it's like, okay, I really need to talk to somebody about this.
Family more or less encouraged me, go to the VA, you're better, see what they can do to help you.
When you have family, friends, when you have the facilities like the VA and the vet center, it gives me, it gives others encouragement to keep moving forward.
It's okay to go get help. It's okay to talk to people because it takes true strength to ask for help.
Talking with other veterans was the best method for learning the roadmap to success.
Your veterans' real stories of strength and recovery at MakeTheConnection.net.
Hi, welcome back to Straight Talk. We're talking with Carlos Dorsey, a personal trainer with the Maryland Athletic Club, and we're talking about fitness, wellness, how to get involved in a sports program, a fitness program. You know, we're in the fall, it's going to get cold, people are going to, I don't want to go out, but you know what? You've got to stay fit. But the one thing we know, Carlos, is so many parents have kids who are playing sports.
Right.
And I'll tell you, every parent I talk to, and every kid I talk to, they want to get bigger, they want to get stronger, they want to get faster.
Right, exactly.
They want it all. You know, and we're trying to tell these kids not to take supplements and not to take anything, to do it naturally. So let's talk about kids and when we talk about exercise and fitness. When we, age-wise, I mean, I've seen that there are soccer camps around Baltimore where the kids start at 3 and 4 years of age.
Right.
Now, from a fitness perspective, as a trainer, what do you see with young, real young kids? What do you recommend?
Well, what I would recommend is if you're going to do something with the young kids, you don't want to have them lifting a lot of weight because their bones are still growing and their bones can't handle a lot of weight. So you want to have them using body weight, doing agility things with their body as well as calisthenics, plyometrics, where you use your body weight to get active, you know, to be active. And that's what most sports camps do. You know, they have the kids doing a lot of agility, as well as plyometrics and...
What do you mean by plyometrics?
Plyometrics, for instance, like pull-ups, chin-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, things that you just using your body weight.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Things we were taught when we were kids.
Exactly. And yeah, exactly. And I mean, I tell you, that's the base to a lot of exercises, you know, just doing those things that you don't require weights, you know, that can keep you healthy, get your muscles toned, tighten and toned, as well as get your heart rate up, you know.
So you got a 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old who you've got him involved in some kind of sport.
Right.
Stay away from weights.
For the most part.
You know?
I mean, you
can get, like you said, doing push-ups and sit-ups. It's pretty much weights. It's just
exactly,
like you said,
you're
using
weight.
your own body.
And because like the kids, since the kids' bones are still developing, you know, you don't want to stunt the growth, and you don't want to. And that was a kind of a theory in the past that you would stunt the growth if they were doing heavy weights. It's still, I mean, science, you know, physiology is a science. However, it's still being studied,
Right.
and we constantly are finding out new things. But it's still recommended that you leave the weights alone for the most part, with the young kids, especially 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, etc. Not until they start to become teenagers do you want to start getting them really involved with weights. And still, you want to do lighter weights. You don't want to go real heavy. Because you still can, because their bones are still developing, they're still growing. But it's something that they, and it's plus it's things that they will enjoy doing.
Now, when you talk about, okay, let's kind of move up the ladder here. Again, they're old enough to begin doing weights, or even the adults out there. When you go into a gym, there are so many machines, and then there are loose weights, and then there are a machine that does your biceps, and how do you know what to do? I know that's your job.
Right.
How do you know which one you want to, what machine's the best for you?
Well, like for instance at the MAC, every person that joins the MAC, they get an initial assessment. And that person is seen by a fitness person at the MAC that shows them the different machines, how they're used. It takes about half an hour to an hour, but they're given demonstrations, or they're shown how to use the equipment, which I would recommend to all the gyms, really, because when you go into a gym initially, you really don't, especially if it's your first time, you really don't know what to do, where to go, and you're kind of floundering around, and you're wasting a lot of time, as well as you can end up injuring yourself because you're not doing it properly. So that's the main thing you want to do is when you get to it, when you join a gym, maybe ask someone at the front desk, is there someone who can show me around, show me how to use the different equipment?
All right, now, next question. I'm getting all my answers here to doing weights. Okay, is it better, I've always heard you do sets of like 15 or, now do you do, is that right? Is that the best way to live?
It depends on the person. It depends on the person's goals, and it depends on the age of the person.
So just a standard to do, weights on machines and stuff like that. Is it better to do repetition?
Okay. If you're looking to burn fat, burn calories, tighten and tone, then you want to do the higher reps. You want to do somewhere between 10 to 20 reps. But the lighter weight.
With a lighter weight,
you're going to tighten
more reps to be toned.
Right.
Okay.
To lose, to thin out, to lean out.
Okay.
If you want to build muscle, get stronger, of course, you want to do the heavier weights with the lower reps. You want to do somewhere between 6 to 12 reps for those people who want to gain muscle and get stronger. But it's heavier weights, of course.
So that's okay.
That's the general tip.
But now to build muscle, I mean, I'm looking at your arms. You got huge guns there,
Thanks.
Now, you got to also have something in your system.
Right.
Like,
a
lot of people like to starve themselves when they exercise. They get either eating disorders or they don't want to gain weight. They're afraid. But you can't get muscle without eating, without putting something in your system, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, what I tell my clients, I say, you wouldn't go on a long trip if you didn't have any gas in the tank, if you were driving a car. So you don't want to start exercising without any gas and without any nutrition in your body. It's just like a car. It's not going to run well if you don't have the right nutrients in it, if you don't have the right oil in it, if you don't have the right gas in the car, it's not going to run properly. So your body, if you don't have the right vegetables, the right proteins, the right carbohydrates in it, is not going to run properly either. And you're not going to be able to get the most out of the exercises that you're doing.
Yeah, and I think that, and I see that in clubs all the time, that dilemma of almost like an exercise eating disorder.
Right.
Where they're using it to lose weight, but so when they want to do weights, they're afraid they're going to put on muscle, and muscle weighs more than fat and all that kind of stuff. So, this is good stuff, and we're going to take a little break. And I also want to talk about elderly when it comes to their muscles. So you got me hooked. I'm into this. This is great. We're talking with Carlos Dorsey from the Maryland Athletic Club. We're learning about weights and fitness, and it's just great information. So when we come back, we're going to talk about our parents and our grandparents and how to keep them fit as well. So stay with us. We're coming right back to Straight Talk.
solutions that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
Welcome to Cook It Safe Challenge. In this round, teams must read and follow package cooking instructions and know your microwave wattage.
1100 watts.
You can find the wattage in the owner's manual, on the appliance label, or by contacting the manufacturer. Each team has been given a frozen entree to safely prepare.
Oh, wait, what is the wattage of the microwave? Whatever.
Oh, sorry, Team 2. You get a red card for not checking the cooking instructions and not knowing the wattage.
Wattage? It won't just cook?
Microwaves have different wattages.
I told you we should have checked the package instructions and checked the wattage of the microwave. It's not cooked safely. I wouldn't eat this. It's cold.
If you don't follow the cooking instructions, some foods may be hot but may not have reached a safe internal temperature. Use a food thermometer to be sure. You win.
We just kept focus on reading and following the package cooking instructions.
We knew the wattage of our microwave so the food cooked safely.
And the challenge continues. Can you cook it safe?
Hi, welcome back to Straight Talk. We're talking about fitness, exercise, weightlifting, losing weight, everything. We just, talking about getting our kids involved, ourselves, and we're talking with Carlos Dorsey, who is a personal trainer with the Maryland Athletic Club, the MAC. We all have heard of the MAC Club, and, you enjoy what you do, I can tell.
Yeah, I love what I do.
You love being a personal trainer.
Yes, I do.
That would be great. That'd be like somebody who likes ice cream to work at an ice cream store.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like to be fit. Carson, we talked about kids, we talked about ourselves, and, there's a whole movement with our elderly, with our parents, grandparents, to get them involved in a gym, to get them actively involved, to walk, to lift weights, to do that, because of their bones, as you get old. What do we see with the elderly? I know you've worked with them too.
Absolutely. What I see with the elderly is that, a lot of times they may have grown up not exercising at all and not thinking that they really, especially, I guess, on the women's side, a lot of women grew up back in the day that they were housewives. They just took care of the home, and they didn't really have to exercise per se. I mean, they did a lot of things around the house, which is also considered exercise, but not really something to help build the muscle, which you need the muscle in order to help support the bones, your bone structure, so that your bones don't start collapsing, osteoporosis and stuff like that. You want to make sure that you have strong muscles in order for you to be able to lift things, to get around, open doors, to get up and down, stand up and sit down, etc. So a lot of times I get clients in, elderly clients in, where you just have to reteach them how to stand up and sit down from just a sitting position, to get down on the floor and get up from off the floor. And that's a part of exercising. And you wouldn't believe the results that they actually get from that. They lose weight just from doing the basic functional things. By doing it over and over, it becomes an exercise, and it becomes something that they can use on a daily basis.
You see the commercials, I've fallen and I can't get up. There's all these with our elderly, and a lot of it is true. I mean, if they're just sitting around and they're not moving around, their bones will atrophy. I mean, it'll just happen. Yeah, and I also think that it helps their mind too.
Oh yeah.
Because I know exercise really helps your brain.
Yeah, I mean, exercise, of course, it sparks your endorphins. Yeah. It gets your metabolism burning calories as well as fat. And of course, the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn, the more calories you burn, the more fat you burn. So it helps them to get toned, tight, as well as it helps them to be able to do the functional things that they have to do on a daily basis. I mean, I have clients that, like I said, didn't exercise at all, and they're learning to do the basic functional things because they came in and they really couldn't do it. They really couldn't walk too far, more than 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, or walk more than a block. And you just teach them how to do that again. It's like it's like teaching a child, a young child, but you're teaching an elderly person. And as they grow into health, they grow into exercising. And that makes them a healthier person.
And they start feeling better too, I'm
Absolutely.
sure. More
mentally
alert and aware. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, you see a lot of the senior centers and a lot of the, retirement communities. They have gyms now. I mean, they really are trying to do that. But for someone who's just at home, if you got your parents or grandparents, what can you do? Take them for a walk and just get them active?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of grandparents take their grandkids to the park, but they may sit on a bench. But instead of sitting on a bench, play with your grandkid. That's also an exercise and healthy activity. So do things like that, and if you have a parent that, can't get around, and I have a client that has a parent that has a hard time getting around, she said, look, in order for me to help you, you have to think about what you're doing. Think about helping me lift you. Think about moving your legs so that I can help get you out of the chair. Think about these things because you do have the kinetics of your mind and muscle, synergy. So you want to make sure that, you get them thinking about exercising, get them thinking about the muscles, get them thinking about their limbs that they're using. That'll help them, and it'll encourage them because they'll see the changes as they're doing it.
I think it's great. We only got a couple minutes, and I did want to touch on one thing, and that's the young kid who's a good athlete and the pressure to win, and they get bigger, stronger, and faster, and their temptation to take supplements and the creatines and the muscle milks and all this stuff that's not regulated sold in there. What do you tell them?
Well, I definitely tell. I mean, you can get a lot of the supplements are actually things that your body actually produces. You're just adding additional. So if you're eating right, if you go to a good nutritionist or someone that can help you with your nutrition, then you don't need those additional supplements. You can get stronger, you can get faster, you can get healthier just by eating properly. I do believe in eating 4 to 6 clean meals a day because that'll help your metabolism stay fast. You'll burn more calories when you're not doing anything because your metabolism is going fast just from you eating the proper nutrients every day and throughout the day. So I would say steer clear of the unregulated byproducts of what your body actually produces.
Because you can, like you said, most of that stuff, the proteins, and you can
get it from
food.
the food, right? Exactly.
Anyway.
And it's a lot. Your body actually will receive it a lot easier because it's natural. Your body you were created to eat the food from the earth, So that's what your body will respond to a lot quicker and a lot faster.
And you won't have to risk any kind of damage down the line because there's a lot we don't know. We see athletes all the time, and we don't know. And at the same time, you're not cheating. You're not putting something bad in your body.
Right.
And it seems to be a safer way to do it.
Oh, it totally is. Totally is a safer way to be as healthy as you possibly can and to eat the right foods that's going to give you the proper nutrients to help you achieve your goals.
So the balance. So, Carlos is the main, you're a good trainer, you're committed, and I think most trainers, to be in that field, have to be committed to wanting to help people get fit. You're like a therapist that gets people well. You get them fit.
Absolutely.
And you see the results from it.
And that's what inspires you. That inspires you to do better and to be better, if you're a personal trainer.
Carlos Dorsey is at the MAC, Maryland Athletic Club, Timonium, Harbor East, and Hunt Valley.
Correct.
So if we want
to
see you can come to one of the MAC clubs and have you work them out. But I think your message is even bigger, which is get involved.
Right.
Get involved. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hopefully people will be motivated. I want to thank Carlos, the MAC Club, and thank you for watching Straight Talk. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Today